Alrighty, up next we have Bryce Calton, who's a Senior Technology Manager with Verizon Wireless.
Hello everybody. I'll probably turn my video off here in just a second, just to give full screen to the slides. But Bryce Calton, thanks for inviting me to participate in this. And lately I've been spending a lot more time helping people get into the career of information technology and things like that. So I really enjoy these things. A little bit about me to start. I don't know if I turn my camera off. I've been in technology for quite a long time, so there must be something I like about it. Otherwise, I would have changed my scene. And hopefully other people can find things they like about it too. I followed a not quite traditional, I didn't go to the traditional 4 years of college to get into information technology. And I'd say when I first broke into becoming an adult and finding a career, it was a little easier to do non-traditional routes. So I remember a time when my mom was asked, I didn't know what I wanted to do out of high school yet, and my mom was asking me to do some things around the house that involved, you know, electronics and technology, and I never complained when she asked me to do that. So I had the aha moment, like, I must like this stuff. So I signed up for a technical college, and that got me into my first career job, which was at a small place, and then slowly but surely moved around and landed in Verizon. It was GT before that, which some of the benefit there of working in a large corporation like that is I completed college while I was working there, and they helped with tuition assistance and made my way through, finally got a bachelor's, finally got my master's in business. So, you know, there are other paths than just 4 years of college. And over that career, I've done lots of different things, except I haven't exactly written software myself. The last many years I've been managing people and working with teams that do that, but I just haven't done it myself. But I've done plenty of other things. If anybody wants to ask any questions, I probably can help. Currently I'm working on emerging tech projects having to do with artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, biometrics, blockchain. We're trying to apply those emerging technologies to business problems through experimentation, see what we can come up with next. So what have I learned about this career path over that career of mine? If you're bored in IT, then change what you're doing. I mean, it's pretty easy. There's so many different things you can do. You shouldn't be bored, so just learn the next thing and work towards working on that. I would say it's pretty easy to start a career in technology, though it may not feel that way when you're first learning about it. The reason is there's lots of resources out there, and the community of IT people is usually pretty helpful with wanting to help the next person out. Hard and smart work pays off. If you master some of these technologies, it can lead to some pretty good pay and benefits over the course of your career. And right now for me, working on brand new technology is pretty fun. So next slide, Sid. In my opinion, why is STEM important? Echoing what Chad mentioned earlier, I loved hearing that, because you wouldn't think there's much in common with what I do and what he does, but I will agree that most every job these days requires knowledge of STEM. So learn your STEM and you'll be pretty well, prepared for whatever job career you want. I would say, if you do want a job in sales or HR or one of those, I would call it non-STEM roles, those people have to work with STEM people quite a bit. I mean, if you're in, for instance, in Verizon, we've got, lawyers that are assigned to IT, and they help us make sure that we're treating data right and, not exporting things to other countries and all that kind of thing. HR has to build tools, so everybody has to talk to IT people and STEM people. The more you know about it, the more you can have a good conversation with them. you know, the next things, the more you put into STEM, I would say the better you are at your job. So, you know, you come to a point where instead of asking people, can I work for you or can I get this job? They start asking you, hey, will you come work for me? And I want you to help me out with this. So that's a good feeling to have. Jobs in STEM need more diversity. The best solutions to problems are ones that are figured out by a team of people from all walks of life, from diverse backgrounds. It just makes for better solutions. STEM fields, if jobs in STEM fields are growing faster than your average job, so there's lots of opportunity out there. And then I'm rooting for the home team. You know, I want all of our U.S. students to become great in STEM and continue to lead the world in technology and innovation, and that just leads to great quality of life here. So next. So these next 3 slides are sort of ordered in a progression, like how do I get started and then where does it go from there? You know, some entry level paths you can take. This isn't a comprehensive list, but to get started, you can start in some of these roles here, tech support, where you're helping people with problems with their computers, devices, their software. To do that, you need people skills. You need to be able to step through troubleshooting, try this, it didn't work, try the next. And you have to be ahead of the people you're helping in your knowledge of that technology. So that's a typical kind of just a roundabout technical support description. Web development's another entry level where you're simply creating basic web pages. You're basically putting text, data, pictures, and controls together to deliver a web page by using basic you know, languages. And these days you don't even have to know the languages. You can kind of, they've got build it, you know, DIY tools that you can use to build your own website. Other skills, art and design skills are good, and knowledge that your users are who you're building this for. You can also get in by building and maintaining small networks, you know, for people, residential or small business, and with that you're more hands-on. You're learning TCP/IP and radio waves and stuff like that. Okay, next slide, Sid. So where do you go from there? You can get into more intermediate level roles like systems administration. Each one of these things I have listed here can be a career in itself, or you can become a jack of all trades where you have knowledge of all of these things. You know, network, data, server, security. At this point, you know about the systems, about the individual servers and things that make up the system, how they interconnect, how they serve the users. Or you know, another possible path is to stay on the software coding and do what we call full stack application development, where you're not just building the front end, you're also building the system, the part of the app that interconnects it to other applications and its back end. And then you also know about the back end, which is typically data and data management. Similar type of skill set there with web design. Now on to the advanced level. You know, what do you do whenever you've come a long way and you know a lot? You can get into the data sciences, basically complex, you know, algorithms and math, and forcing it through computers to do it faster. That's where your AI, your augmented reality and virtual reality, machine learning, all that exists in this area. You can do new technology research, you know, get involved with the bleeding edge technologies and how people can use them, or you can get into, you know, taking care of this system for the whole company, the whole enterprise. And with that, it's interesting, you know, it always has to be up. The business always has to be running. So with that, you're learning about life cycle management. How do I deploy the new stuff and decommission the old stuff while keeping the business running and the users don't notice a thing going on in the background? So next slide. What are the takeaways in terms of STEM? You know, I would say feed your curiosity, you know, be reading, studying, watching videos, just stay curious and keep learning. I also say explore by doing. You know, sometimes put the book down, turn the computer off and go do something, you know, build something in the garage, take something apart. It's easy in this field to feel overwhelmed by how much you need to know. There's so much to learn. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just learn the next thing. That'll lead to the next thing, and then you'll look back and suddenly you know all these things. Take time every once in a while to think about when you're doing stuff, when you're learning stuff, what do you like spending time on, but also what do you not like spending time on. That helps you guide your own career to work on things that you enjoy. Mentorship is important. Every job I've had is because I knew somebody, or they helped me out get to that next spot. Remember the acronym PI: performance, aka do good work; image, be a good person. Let people know that you're a good person by doing good things and saying the right things. And exposure, make sure people know who you are and what you do and things like that. And then you've got to drive to achieve your dreams. The game's not going to come to you. So put in the time and effort to get there. Last slide. Sid, next slide. I'm not seeing it. So where can I learn more about information technology specifically? Find mentors in your life. They'll help you out. General career questions. There's one website where you can go and ask professionals of a number of different careers, just basic questions about that career, and they'll answer back. There's some coding resources. Those are free, geared a little bit for beginners. There are things for more experienced developers out there. If you're more interested in the technology side, like networking equipment, Cisco has some stuff out there. Storage and servers, Dell, cybersecurity, and Linux is about operating systems and the code that runs the devices. And then always, if you're interested, take the electives that your school offers. And that's all from me.
Alrighty, thank you so very much. That was nice and comprehensive. Are there any Q&As available in the chat? Or if anybody wants to speak up to ask a question, feel free.
You got one question in the chat.
Okay.
The pace.
Can you read that out?
I'll read it real quick. I see it. The private industry can be a little more faster paced than some STEM jobs. Have you liked your quick pace, and have you kept some balance? That is a insightful question. There are some times especially in information technology, that there's pressure to keep the system up, to move on to the next feature. There's a lot of work these days, a lot of thought leadership around, how do you, agile. Everybody's probably, I don't know, maybe not everybody. People have heard the word agile. Agile development means a lot of, don't make it too big. Just do little things, make it iteratively better. There can be some pressure in the private side that working at a big company is about making money, revenue, and keeping service to the customers. So yes, it can be more pressure packed in IT in a big company.
Alrighty, thank you so much. And if that's all our questions, we'll go ahead and move on